Freak the Mighty, Chapter 1, The Unvanished Truth. I never had a friend until Freak came along and let me borrow his for a while, and that's the truth, the whole truth. The unvanished truth is how Freak could say it, and for a long time it was him who did the talking. Except I had a way of saying things with my fists and my feet even before we became Freak the Mighty. Slaying dragons and fools and walking high above the world. Call me Kicker for a time. This was the year Grant and Prim took me over, and I have a thing about putting anyone who dared to touch me, because they were always trying to throw a hold on me, like it was a medicine I needed. Graham and Prim blazed their pointed little heads. They're my mother's people, her parents, and I figured, well, better put this little critter with other little critters his own age. Maybe it will improve his temper. Yeah, right. Instead, what happened? I invented games like kick bouncing and kick knees and kick faces and kick teachers and kick the other little daycare kittens because I knew what a rotting light that hot stuff was, and I knew. That's when I got my first look at Freak. That year of the funny hogs. He didn't look so different back then. We were all of us pretty small, right? But he wasn't in the playroom with us every day. Just now and then he showed up. Looking sort of fierce is how I remember him. Except later it was Freak himself who taught me that remember is a great invention of the mind, and if you try hard enough you can remember anything, whether it really happened or not. So maybe he wasn't really all that fierce in that case, except I'm pretty sure he did hit a kid with his crutch once. What get the little brat pretty good, and for some reason, little Kitter never got around to kicking little Freak. Maybe it was those crutches kept me from lashing out at him. Man, those crutches very good. I wanted the part for myself. And when little Freak showed up one day with these seamy braces strapped to his crooked legs, mental tubes straight out to his hips, who those were even more cool than crutches. I'm Robot Man, little Freak will go, making these weird robot noises, and he hops himself around the playground, like he had robot motors inside his legs going, and this looks like, don't mess with me, man. Maybe I got a laser cannon hiding inside these legs braces, smoke a hole right through you. No question, Freak was hooked on robots even back then. This little guy, 2 feet tall, and already he knew what he wanted. Then, for a long time, I never saw Freak anymore. One day, he just never came back to daycare, and the next thing I remember, I'm like in the third grade or something, and I got a glimpse of this yellow-haired kid glowing at me from one of these creepy bands. Man, they were very bright eyes, and I think, hey, that's him, the robot guy. And it was like, wow. Because I'd forgotten all about him. Daycare was a blank space in my head, and nobody had called me Kicker for a long time. Mad Max, they were calling me, and Max Factor, or this one, both head in LED glass, called me Maxipat until I persuaded him otherwise. Graham and Green always called me Maxwell, through which is supposed to be my real name, and sometimes I hate that word at all. Maxwell, ugh. Grim out in the kitchen one night after super whispering to Graham, had she noticed how much Maxwell was getting to look like him? Which is the way he always talked about my father. who has married his dear Tea Party daughter and produced Maxwell. Green never say my father's name, just him, like his name is too scary to say. It's more than just the way Maxwell represents him. Green says that night in the kitchen to voice like him. We'd better watch out. You never know what he might do while we're sleeping, like his father did. And Grant right away shoots him and says, "Don't ever say that," because little pictures have big ears, which makes me run to the mirror to see if it's my ears made me look like him. But for who? Well, I was bothered because, like I say, I never had a brain until Frick moved down to the street. The summer before eighth grade, right? That summer I grew so fast that Grimm said with Bess, "Let the boy go barefoot. He's exploding out his shoes." That barefoot summer, when I fell down a lot, and the real robot boy with his white yellow hair and his weird fierce eyes moved into the duplex down to the block with his beautiful brown-haired mom, the fair golden affair. Only a falling down wound would think that was his real name, right? Like I say, are you paying attention here? Because you don't even know yet who we got to be the match, which was pretty cool, even if I do say so myself.